Okay, so moving right along to example 6. This one's a rectangle one. So the perimeter of a rectangle, that's going to be important. Perimeter of a rectangle is 40 inches. Right there's my number. It's disguised. The length is 2 inches more than 3 times the width. Guys, listen, when it says something like that, that's going to be one of your equations. And then find the dimension of the rectangle. Find the dimensions of the rectangle. So whenever I define my variables and it's a rectangle, I'm going to do it by just going length and width. And it really doesn't matter which one is which. Now, we have two equations, two unknowns, so therefore two equations. Like I said, one of them is going to come from that length is, and the other one's going to come from right there. So remember, perimeter is 2L plus 2W, and they told me the perimeter was 40. So I'm going to put 40 in right there. So that's one equation. And then my length is, the is where the equal sign is going to go. 2 inches more, that means I'm going to add 2 to something. Notice I left some space there. Then 3 times the width. So let me read that sentence again and highlight the important parts. The length is 2 inches more than 3 times the width. That's where all of that came from. That's my length is 2 inches more than 3 times the width. Okay? All right. So let me neaten that up. All right. So I am going to use substitution. How's that sound? Since I have L equals, I'm going to use substitution. So I am going to take this for my length, go into my other equation, and plug it in there. So that's going to give me 2. I'm taking out the L, and I'm plugging in 3W plus 2. Notice what I have now is one equation with one variable. So distributing my 2, that's 2 times 3W, 2 times 2. Combining my like terms, they're on the same side, so I get to just add them. And then I have a two-step equation here, so I'm going to subtract 4. And then I'm going to divide by 8. And yes, that's going to give me a decimal or a fraction. It does not divide evenly, but that's okay. You're going to need to put this one in as a decimal. You're going to need to put this one in as a decimal. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in to see if it's right before I continue with my length. The width is, here's the width, 4.5. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. So then I can do my length, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it in right there. So length is 3 times 4.5 plus 2. So that's 12 and 1.5. So 13.5 plus 2, which is 15.5. Let's check my math there. I did it in my head, and sometimes I'm not so good about that. Yay! And that is it. That is it for this rectangle one. And I will leave it right there so that you can pause if you need to get all of the work written in.